Hello, welcome one and all. I'm Shad. This is Will.
Hi.
He's a great guy. Welcome back to Bucket Lord. We're here to talk about the Thunderbolts movie. I had already seen it, but I took Will to see it. Ha ha ha. Last time, you'd already seen it. You took me to see it. It's like poetry.
It is like poetry.
We went to go see Thunderbolts, and I'm here to just yap about it with Mr. Will. Not gonna beat around the bush. I already gave a little TikTok that said my non-spoiler thoughts. It was like a minute, so I'm ready for the big. Bob, I guess I'm gonna start here.
Bob!
I knew the Sentry was gonna be in the movie because like I've been on the internet, and I was like, okay, cool. I think the guy that was his voice actor, he was the first casting of Sentry, but he couldn't do it, and I'm like, that's really cool. It's just interesting to see that stuff. But back to Bob. I knew very little about Bob. I knew very little about Sentry. Very little. Adams were actually pretty upset because he has telepathic powers. I don't care. I think Bob's executed incredibly well.
Was it telepathic or
unsure? Like they say he had the power of like 1,000 suns or something like that. And I was like, what does that mean?
Well, in the comics, he is described as the man with the power of 1,000,000 burning suns, or like he's stronger than 100 million burning suns or something like that. And I'm like, cool.
That's a stupid metric.
All right.
I'd be impressed by stronger than a burning sun.
Facts. I mean, shoot.
But that's a good point. Like he made something explode when he pointed at it. And I was like, but it started boiling first. Unsure. I don't know what his powers are, but you're not wrong. That's not no textbook telepathy.
It's something like a psychic empath.
He doesn't like read minds and stuff.
He doesn't read minds. He just kind of makes people tap into things that they didn't really. Well, actually, let's get to the point of: is there a difference between Sentry, Bob, and Void?
That's a good point.
Is he like a Moon Knight guy? Does he have different personalities? Because I mean, it's clear that he has separate personalities between at least Bob and Sentry and Void. But is Sentry also its own personality now?
That's a good point. I guess I didn't even think about it because he like physically acts very differently between Bob, Sentry, and as the Void.
Sentry's this overconfident. I'm a god.
He was holding it like that the entire time. I was like.
The facts. This man's just imposing with power because he knows I'm the strongest in the room. And then there's Void, which I'd already told you, but fantastic design. Fantastic. It looks like they covered that man in Vanta Black, Black 4, Black 99, whatever the heck. The blackest of blacks, but they left the glint in his eyes. Not even like the actual eyes. Literally just the glint that shines off of his eyes, which makes him so much more menacing. Like, even when he blinks...
Yeah, and you can see like slightly more details like once you get like up close to him, and I'm like, wow.
You know what? I think it's been long enough. Spoiler alert. When Bob got on top of him and just started beating him, oh my. First of all, when that first punch cracked the floor behind him, I was like, Bob, calm down. Bob.
I think it leads into an incredible scene of all of them rushing to grab him and hold him. I was like, I haven't felt this much from a Marvel movie in quite some time.
Dude, when Yelena grabbed him and was like, I'm here, I was like, oh. Oh my god.
And then to see Paul Walker, I was like, get in there, man. And he grabs his arm.
Paul Walker?
Wow.
From
That's
Fast and the Furious?
John Walker. Rest in peace. I literally can't make a video without referencing someone that's dead and then saying rest in peace. Not Paul Walker. Drive up to the sunset, man. It's alright. You paid your dues.
We'll see you again.
I really do like the design of the Void. I guess they are just like separate. It would have to be like separate personalities.
Bob's true. Bob, bro. Language warning. We're fucking with Bob because Bob's fucking with us.
In his youth, he was a meth head dressed as a chicken, twirling a sign. I was like, this is great. He was like, I was on meth. Fair excuse.
Hey, man had to make him buck.
Yeah.
Or should I say, man had to make his balls.
Back to the design of Void. You mentioned how Superman-like his movements were.
Century.
Century.
It was nuts because it felt almost like Brightburn-esque. Because it's like, yeah, he's got Superman-esque powers and whatnot and vulnerability.
Yep.
It works. But, like, the way they did it was nuts. Because it's not just he's here in this frame, he's over here in this frame.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can physically see the split-second blur of him go from here to here. And my favorite part is, I guess you would describe it as free flying. Like, it's not directional. You just go wherever you go wherever you want.
Yeah.
So Mans is literally just standing upright behind old boy. I can't remember how the exact scene went down because everybody was fighting him at once. But
Fighting.
Just trying to. But everybody was on him at once, and he's just standing behind, I think it was Alexei or Yelena, and he just, boom, literally split second, vertical the entire time, just appears in the air.
Yeah.
And I
he was like behind them.
Oh my god! And then when he grabbed Alexei telekinetically,
yes, there's the word. It's telekinetic.
And threw him. Or not through him, but
through the window.
Through the window and then threw him back into the bar. I was like, oh my god. First of all, he clearly is. He still got some bob in him.
Yeah.
Because he could have just dropped Alexei. Alexei's done. Alexei is dead on the spot right there.
Ugh.
But no, he said, "Let me."
Don't come back in here. I'm interested if the entire time Century's mindset was he wasn't going to kill them the entire time. Like afterwards, whenever Valentina Allegra De Fontaine. I hate that I know her name.
Valentina Allegra De Fontaine.
Whenever he starts talking to her and he's like, they're not a threat to me. I'm not going to kill them. I'm interested, like, the entire time. Like, once he started that battle, he was like, I'm not really going to hurt any of you guys. I'm just going to, like, throw you around a bit. I'm curious if that's what Century was thinking.
I think it was more or less, it was Bob talking. He was like, I don't want to hurt you guys. But then the more the fight went on, you could see how much more confident he got in himself.
Whenever Winter Soldier pulled up on him?
Dude, oh my god. When he was just eating them left and right, that man said,
light work, no reaction.
Oh, that's tasty. Mink. Sending dude flying with a punch is nuts. A super soldier, nonetheless.
And there were 3 super soldiers in there.
There were 3 super soldiers in there.
And they got kind of laid out.
Laid out? John Walker's shield is still bent to this day.
14 months later.
A year and 2 months later. I almost said 2 years. Yeah, a year and 7 months. Hell, probably in that universe.
Maybe. Who's 2 years ago? What do you mean? Oh gosh, I guess going to...
I'm thinking about it now. That happened. If Brave New World was modern day,
mm-hmm.
This occurred after Brave New World. The end of the movie
the post-credits
is next year and 2 months.
Whenever he talks with, what's his face, the leader?
So it came out when?
Oh, it came out whatever this month is.
May
2nd, I believe. Something like that.
In July of next year.
There
might be a new movie.
MCU timeline.
Yeah, that's where they are right now.
Yeah.
As of that post-credit scene is July of next year.
They're waiting for us.
If they were in May.
Google when the Doomsday movie's coming out. Is it May?
May 1st.
You might be cooking then.
May 1st, 2026. I'm cooking! Brother, I'm in the kitchen stirring the pot!
Whipping it. Someone has to. I have a son to feed. Oh gosh. I remember during Spider-Man trilogy time, the last movie, or was it? I have an agenda to push in a second.
Push it.
Where's Spider-Man? A lot of New York went down. Where's Spider-Man? Wilson Fisk is the mayor of New York. And also, when's Daredevil happening? I'm not sure off the top of my head when Daredevil is supposed to be occurring in the MCU. Because Wilson Fisk was the mayor, and all this shit was going down in New York. I was like, where's Mr. Spider-Man? Where's the Daredevil? Where's the Punisher? We've seen a couple characters recently.
We've seen a few. I personally haven't watched Daredevil Reborn yet.
I think you'd like it.
Oh, dude. I know I would. I've watched. I like I was telling you, I've watched 9 out of 10 episodes of
Friendly Neighborhood.
Friendly Neighborhood.
Thoroughly enjoying it.
I didn't even mean to say it the way you did. I just said it.
No, it's fine.
Friendly Neighborhood.
Back to Thunderbolts. I think the most disrespectful thing, the thing that really nailed the coffin of, I already didn't like DeFontaine, but what really did it is when she bought Avengers Tower, and I was like, what are you doing in here? Cringe. I felt real pain. I was upset. Genuinely.
I hate to be
Stark Tower?
the bearer of bad news.
Oh.
But there was an Avengers compound that was still Stark Tower. Sure, at the end of Avengers, the A was still standing, so people were like, whoa, Avengers Tower. But here's the thing. I've watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have slowed it down. The A is the first to fall.
Really?
Yes. In the way that they did the CGI and everything for the falling of all the letters when they're fighting around it and all that, the A is the first one to go. And I was like, okay, maybe it's the R. Maybe it's the R. I watched it so closely. I looked at the design of the R. I did everything. The A goes first, and then it's back at the end of the movie.
Steve Rogers did that.
He said, oh shit. I gotta get this up these stairs.
Instead of S for Stark, fuck you, Tony. A for Captain America.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts is a lot of fun. And the biggest things that you're pulling from this movie, what's so important for me, and I'm an MCU fan, Bob is a very big addition to the MCU. If Bob ever comes in, like, is Bob gonna interact with Thor? That'd be interesting. Are we gonna, like, Sentry versus Thor? That'd be an interesting pair up.
Dude, what if Bob's the reason that Thor's crying over Deadpool?
There's so many factors now. Bob sacrifices himself for something. And, like, oh wow. We're gonna see Bob interact with the larger MCU. Very excited for that.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. Void takes over. What's the one thing that could kill somebody with a healing factor?
Oh no, something.
The lack of existence.
Oh, the crazy juice.
You can't heal if that part technically never existed.
That's interesting.
So, brother, I'm cooking with theories right now.
I'm glad you're working. Keep up the good work. We get the post-credit scene, the second post-credit scene. The first one's funny.
The first one was great. New Avengers. They're talking about Sam Wilson, Captain America. He's currently going through the process of getting the copyrights to the name. Oh well, I guess we haven't talked about that. You know how there's an asterisk on the title of Thunderbolts?
I kept egging my wife about this. Carry on.
The asterisk is there because that's not actually the name. The Thunderbolts are the New Avengers.
For the red carpet, the cast, they had the posters for Thunderbolts, and they peeled it off at the red carpet and it said the New Avengers.
Oh,
and I was like, that's interesting. That's really cool. But yeah, we have a New Avengers. That's also true. We have an Avengers built by
Sam Wilson.
Sam, who's on that team, and oh my gosh, and now Fantastic Four is getting involved. Something went wrong. Something has gone horribly wrong.
Well, that's where Spider-Man was.
Getting
recruited.
There better be a great reason, please.
But also, you gotta remember, New York's pretty big.
New York is pretty big.
I don't believe Stark Tower falls underneath Spider-Man's daily jurisdiction.
That's crazy. You want to know what should Mayor Fisk and then him martial lawing New York into a blackout, New York City. He cut everything off, and I'm like, Spider-Man, where are you? I'm like, Spider-Man, please. The Punisher's here. Like, the Punisher's on the front lines. Where are you, Spider-Man?
Spider-Man!
Fantastic Four. The final post-credit scene is the spaceship. The computer said interdimensional, like, something.
Extra-dimensional vessel.
Extra-dimensional vessel. And it turns, and it's the Four.
My favorite thing is that if you look at the design, it kind of looks like the Eiffel Tower.
Is that a good thing? Bad thing? Just an observation?
I think it'd be kind of neat to think that in their world, one of their escape plans,
is the Eiffel Tower.
Is the Eiffel Tower. Like, hit a button, thing creates a shell.
Gotta blast.
It's a pre-built frame. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
That'd be hilarious. Leave it to Reed Richards.
Facts. Leave it to Daddy Pascal.
Don't worry, I've got the Eiffel Tower. What? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, Johnny. You can make it through yourself.
You'll be fine. That's for a wife and kids.
Honestly, I can't even cap. I hope they do but I hope they do something similar to the original Fantastic Four movies, where Johnny was able to get all of their powers and whatnot from interacting with the Silver Surfer. Like, I thought that was really neat.
I've not watched the Rise of the Silver Surfer movie.
What?
I watched the old Fantastic Four. I guess I haven't watched the Fantastic Four movie since.
Really?
Yeah, nothing against them. I just have not.
Well, don't watch the 20.
But Michael B. Jordan's in it.
Fuck that. Brother, Michael B. Dude, that's two characters that had to get a redo in the MC, in Marvel, to actually be successful. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, that's hurtful.
Michael B. Jordan. Who was he? Johnny Storm. Guess who he was successful as? Killmonger. Chris Evans. Who is he? Johnny Storm. Who is he successful as? Captain Motherfucking America.
And Johnny Storm and hit Deadpool and Wolverine.
And a good Johnny Storm cameo.
20 years later.
20
Something like that.
years later.
I think it is 20.
Damn near 2 decades.
Fantastic Four. That's really big. And it's the next movie we're going into. Like, it's been so long.
With the trailers, with everything that they've shown, and with how fucking well the last 3 MCU movies have fucking gone, I'm hyped. Bro, I'm pissed that we have to wait a couple of months.
But then we get Fantastic Four and Superman. Not the glasses.
Fantastic.
He pulls up like the Terminator, and I was like that's crazy. And how he like reloads the gun, that's Terminator.
Dude, he literally. What did I say the time frame was? That it's set a year and 2 months. Motherfucker, when did it come out? July 4th.
They're buffering the 2 months right now.
Brother!
Oh, wow. It makes a little too much sense.
I'm cooking! I'm cooking! I'm about to lay out Feige plans!
You're too powerful. They're going to take you out. You got
my autism is showing.
Is there anything else about the Thunderbolts that you'd like to talk about? Because we touched on Bob, we touched on Fantastic Four. Again, the big things, New Avengers. It's genuinely just a funny movie. A lot of funny characters. And it's not like MCU humor funny.
Dude, it was...
I think the only MCU thing in my brain was the Bob scene. Where they're like, Bob. Like,
the only way I can think to describe it is, it doesn't feel like a movie, per se. It kind of gives you the same vibe as The Office. Like, you're just seeing genuine moment, like real moments that would happen between motherfuckers in this world.
Yep.
Like when they're in the back of the fucking truck, just fucking chatting. Like, yeah, I've got my batons, my stingers, and a 9mm. I got a 45, a long 45.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
Dude, I'm like, me too.
What else are they doing?
Me too. It was like the realest. It was like the realest we've ever seen from like superheroes and whatnot.
And they're not even the real ones.
They are now.
You got me.
One main thing, when DeFontaine started the press conference and got them all lined up and whatnot, tricked them into it, I was like, no way she just fucking pulled that on them. No fucking chance. Please. And then Yelena walked up and was like, you're ours.
That's what I was waiting
for. I was
like, yes! Maybe this is worse than death.
Dude, Bob, again. Staple of the scene. Man's just sitting there, not even realizing he's a part of it. He's the reason everybody's clapping. He's just... The new Avenger. Cool, guys. Good for y'all.
Couldn't have been here without you.
I also find it funny that when we see him again, a year and 2 months later, he's wearing the exact same outfit.
I didn't even notice.
Dude, I was like, either coincidence or this motherfucker doesn't change.
Who needs to change when you're the Void and Sentry, but also Bob?
Bob. And like I was telling you at the theater, that guy, the actor, I don't know his actual name, but that actor, I can recognize his face. You put some fucking glasses on him, that's Bob from the sequel to Top Gun.
You did, yeah, you did bring that up.
They pull up to the bar, it's for all of the Top Gun guys and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, so what's your call sign? And he's like, Bob. No. Like, what you're called in the air? Bob.
Oh, really?
He's literally just Bob, bro. And this man played Bob in this movie.
The comeback.
Goddamn stellar. That man deserves an Oscar. Emmy, whatever it is.
He's a good actor. I still think he... Dude. That's probably some of the best acting I've seen in so long.
They need to put a contract on him. They need to.
They can put him in the center of...
Dude, get him like fucking Hugh Jackman. Keep him until he's 90. Keep him until he's 90. Oil this man up.
And slide him down the Marvel tube.
Because first of all, we didn't get to see him a whole lot, which I really appreciated. As a man that just wants to see action, and action, I appreciated that there wasn't no Chris Hemsworth fucking type shit. The one time that we see him semi-shirtless is when he literally got hit by a firing squad.
That's true.
Which I'm like, makes sense. My clothes wouldn't fucking withstand that. But for the split second we saw him, I was like, God, Jesus.
I was like, where you been hiding?
Man's is built.
That's why they had him in oversized clothing.
And dude, when they put him in the costume, that's my one complaint. That is gonna be my one complaint about this entire movie.
Carry on.
His costume looked shit. It may be a hot take, but the way his costume looked on him, it looked CGI. It looked like it was put on him after the fact. Like, motherfucker, put him in some like, sure, it can be shiny, but the way that shit was shining looked computer generated.
Oh, okay, I understand that.
I'm like, come on, just put him in a gold suit with the fucking belt. I don't need a computer generated fucking sheen put over him. God damn.
I want to see if we can find what the actual suit looks like.
Dude, if I can see his actual suit, I assure you, I'll put $10 down.
Smackaroons.
I'll put 10 to your 1.
Sure.
That this on video, this motherfucker's suit looks better without any fucking help. There is a stipulation that they put padding, null and void. Null and
there you go.
No pun intended, but null and void.
The Spider-Man Homecoming suit, what I have against it is that it is so sleek. I do like the Spider-Man Homecoming suit. I have a Funko of it, but I've seen his behind the scenes suit, and it's a really cool looking suit. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of sad that you like put the sleek CGI over it.
It's like Iron Man. Like, I've been seeing the meme going around recently, like, wow, sure, Iron Man has all this nanotech and all this, that, and the third, but there's never been a suit up that felt more real than the Mark 7. Dude, when he's sitting there for the first time putting it on, the whole 9 with the ring and everything. Yeah. Oh my God, that feels real. That feels like something we could have happened.
I have the fun Funko of him getting suited up by the machine.
All this nanotech shit sucks.
I like the nanotech for explicitly Infinity War Endgame Iron Man.
Applications.
But yes, I like that at the end of his journey, he reached that point, and I'm like, that's cool.
I was like, okay, you can see literally every mistake that he has fixed throughout his journey. Because even between Infinity War and Endgame, fucking in Infinity War, he had physical shields and shit. Mm-hmm. But then in Endgame, he said, fuck physical, because I'm losing nanites. Mm-hmm. Energy shield.
Was he able to funnel, like, Thor's energy, like, lightning through his suit in Endgame?
Yeah, he was able to make a fucking, like, channel in the back so that he could fucking...
I bet that wasn't an Infinity War power-up of his.
It could have been.
But they never see it, I guess. They were split up.
But, I mean, from the first Avengers, that was already a capability, because... Thor struck him with lightning and he got charged to like 400% capacity, and then it was like, huh, well, would you look at that? Boom!
Maybe it is something like much earlier, he just never had the reason to use it.
Once the Avengers were formed, I'm sure it got used a lot more than we see it used.
I wish they would make a comic of the MCU Avengers, but like shit we just don't see. That would be fun. It'd be fun to see just like the in-between points. And it doesn't have to make 100% sense. It doesn't have to 100% line up. It'd be cool if it did, but if it's a really good story, I can give you doesn't 100% line up.
What would it be called? MCU off screen?
MCU off screen. I feel like how there's like the Ultimate Universe, it would just be like the MCU and then just Avengers. I'm sure with more time I could come up with something way better than that, but off the dome. Whenever Bucky pulls up to rescue everybody, they made him look so cool. The time skip, yeah, it is a time skip. The post-credit scene, he looked even cooler. I was like, dang, Bucky.
Dude, I really liked, it's a very small detail, but I really liked the placement of all of their patches for the new Avengers A.
I think I saw there was a star on his shoulder, but I'm not sure where his A was.
Oh, he still has the star on his shoulder, but I'm pretty sure he had one on his collar.
Interesting.
He has the star on his shoulder. I'm pretty sure he had an A on his collar. Yelena had the A on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost also had an A either on her chest or on her collar as well. And then fucking John Walker had his probably on the beret. Which...
The beret is fun.
The beret goes hard.
And I know they roasted him out of wearing that helmet.
Yes, I know they did. I know for a fact that's what happened. Where'd the helmet go? What the last thing we heard about the helmet was them going. So what's with the hat?
That's disrespectful.
The helmet? It's cool.
At least if you say so.
I think it was also like, think about it. You're a young guy. You think you're cool and whatnot. You're like Captain America. Alexi shows up in his ragtag fucking uniform with the same kind of helmet.
I love Alexi.
You're like, ooh.
Maybe it's time for something new.
Let me go with modern day shit.
Go to the beret.
And bro, the beret goes hard. The beret goes hard.
It definitely differentiates him from the rest of the captains as well, and also his bench shield.
Dude, I hope in Doomsday
something bends it back.
that Sentry bends it back.
Hope not like Hulk or something bends it back.
No. We're gonna see Sentry again.
Yes.
We're gonna see Sentry again.
It told us we'd see Bob again.
It's gonna be in Doomsday.
It has to be.
I'm calling it right now. Quote me. It's gonna happen. He's gonna be there. Bob is probably gonna be in the next like 2 movies.
I hope he's in more than the next 2 movies.
Dude, no. I think if they really want to fucking sell this shit right, I think Bob should be the first contact in the post-credit scene where Fantastic Four meets up with the new Avengers. Hi, I'm Bob. And then fucking Rob pulls off. Dude, we gotta feed this to the Feige's.
Spare movie ideas.
Dude, fucking, hey, I know you're probably done with filming. But call him back real quick. We got some spare ideas.
You don't have to be done. That's the... Don't you like money?
Hey, aren't they on a contract? Bring them back real quick.
Article 12.
Article 12. Should we need to film more scenes? Bring yes.
One word.
Bring BRINYA-ASS.
Yeah.
Bring yes.
Yeah, there's a strong Bob agenda that needs to be upheld. Mm-hmm. So, unless you want to talk about any of the individual Thunderbolts, I think I'm going to segue into...
Costume designs.
For who?
All of them. Because, honestly, with the way Ghost's outfit, it was basically the same as the last time we saw her, but it was updated. And I really liked the update. Like, the coat and whatnot. Like, it wasn't just a white suit to contain her anymore. It was like, she's accepted the suit. She's using the suit. She lives in the suit.
I like the helmet.
Dude, the helmet is so much more raw now compared to when we saw her in, what was it, Quantumania? Or
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp. The first one.
I'd have to look at her suit again to remember it.
It felt kind of like a mix between Tron from Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
And the White Ninja from G.I. Joe.
Cobra?
No, that's the organization.
That's fair. Unsure.
His name was like Shadow something.
I believe you. I have very, very, very limited G.I. Joe reference knowledge.
I used to have it all.
I used to.
I used to have it all. Dude, I used to love G.I. Joe. I had the action figures and everything, which, small sidebar. When I was a kid, did your parents ever tell you when it was nap time, that if you played with your toys, they'd come alive?
No.
Well, my parents did that, so either I had a sleep paralysis, like, nightmare or some shit, or this shit actually happened, which, by all of my senses, I did not go to sleep. Once, but I was chilling in my bedroom. Fucking Hunter's gone with his best friend Mito.
All right, bye.
Because we shared a room at the time, and Mom had laid me down for nap time.
Nap time.
I'm laying in my room, and I was a very weird kid. When nap time came around, I could not sleep in a bed. I had to sleep on my floor on a mat.
I slept on the floor for a long time.
With my blanket.
That's fine.
And so I'm laying there. I play with my G.I. Joe for a second, and then I turn around and I start playing with a balloon for a second, and then all of a sudden I feel something on me, and I'm like, "The fuck is it?" And it's my G.I. Joe.
You were talking about their designs.
The costumes, like I think Yelena's, like her entire design was nice. Like I think it really encapsulated how her character was at the time. Like,
I like the vibes.
Like yes, it was messy, but it was kept. Like, she doesn't need to be fucking clean for what she's doing. She's doing dirty work. So she doesn't necessarily need to be beautiful.
Yep. Just what
but
the
way she does it, she works that shit, motherfucker. Golly.
Florence Pugh is a gem.
Florence Pugh. Fucking, I'm about to say here like a cartoon. Fucking Florence Pugh. Like, good lord, what a woman.
I've seen like 3 or 4, I guess over this past like year and a half, I've seen like 3 or 4 movies with Florence Pugh in it, and then she was in Thunderbolts. I was like, you're everywhere, girl.
Yeah, man.
Like, I haven't watched.
She fucking deserves it.
I haven't watched it yet, but there's a thing with her and Andrew
Garfield.
Yeah, they're like We Live in Time or something like that, and.
Oh my god, dude, I've heard it's fucking fantastic.
I was told it was really sad. I was told that it was really, really good, but then it's sad. I was like, do you have any closing thoughts on the Thunderbolts?
I guess I should end on the hot take that I gave you. I believe it's better. I believe it is a good deal better than Deadpool and Wolverine. Like Brave New World, I've already said this. It was
world building movie.
Exactly. It was a middle ground. It wasn't supposed to be this grandiose film, but this one kind of was. And this one kind of did it really, really well. Just the pure fact that there were so many like realistic scenes between all of these people. All of them were sent after to kill each other. They teamed up. This random dude shows up and they're like, "We gotta survive. What do we do?" And so they're grasping at straws and whatnot. It was just such a real movie. Like, I feel like if superheroes did exist, that's exactly how it would go down.
I do agree with the Deadpool take. I think Deadpool and Wolverine is a better like popcorn movie. Like it's a
blockbuster.
It's a blockbuster. It's a really fun movie, but
it's something to get you hyped for the future.
Which it did.
Exactly. It got us hyped for the future. Then we got world building, and then we got world development. Like, ooh.
And I think even with the world development, there's still like a little world building. But the scary thing about the world building is, like, we see it without Bob. Like, yes, we got a new Avengers in this movie, but we got the new Avengers and Bob. This movie we've met all these characters before. This was Bob's origin story, and it felt kind of big.
Even with Bucky and all of that, I loved his design. I loved John Walker's Ghosts. I loved how worn the Red Guardian outfit was for Alexei. His hasn't changed. Not once! It's the same outfit!
He said, Spider-Man gets 3 new suits in the movie? That's I got this. You guys are getting paid. You guys are getting new suits. And that's probably why he was living it up with the new Avengers with the Z thing. I like how, marketing forward he is.
Dude, that's all he's about. He just wants glory.
And he told us in the beginning.
Dude, that's all he's about. He just wants glory, honor, and fame. And that's all he's after. That's it. Nothing else.
I guess I'll give my final statements. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. We got a new Avengers. Like, whether we want them or not. Like, this was technically our Avengers 5. Like, I don't know. Sentry kind of makes me want to push it just that much more. Like, he's such a powerful character that we've been introduced to.
But as we've seen, they're trying to keep him under wraps.
They are trying to keep him under wraps. So, like, Civil War level, I guess?
A little bit. Yeah. It was very Civil War-esque. Because it wasn't a big... It wasn't like a big collaborative force. It was just a little... It was just a little guy.
Just a little guy?
Just a little guy.
But it's a little guy going into slightly bigger guy, the Fantastic Four, to the
Doomsday!
I keep wanting to say Doom anything else but Day. I was thinking, like, I was like, Doom War, Doom Quest, Doom Dark Ages.
Eternal.
Exactly. We were introduced to new Avengers. I'm kind of starting to feel, even though, like, yes, there are a lot of stinkers in this phase, I feel like some of it, like, in universe and out of universe for me, really, is because, as Dave Fontaine says, D. Fontaine, whatever,
DeFontaine.
Valentina, as she said, like, we're living in a world where, like, the Avengers are not going to walk through those doors. So, like, in universe, I kind of feel it. I'm like, all of this sucks. I was like, where are the Avengers? And outside the universe, looking in, I'm like, oh, because all of them left, these kind of suck. So I can feel it on both ends, which I think is kind of interesting or just funny to think about. But we got a new group, and we already knew from last movie Sam was gathering an Avengers group, and which is mentioned in this cutscene. We get to see a teaser of Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is coming. Really excited. I'm glad.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great,
dude. Especially with like a lot of the CGI in this film.
It was really good.
It was fantastic. Like I said at the end of the movie, like as soon as the visual effects producer went by, I was like, rehire him, bring him back,
give him to the Russo brothers, please.
Like just keep him,
You got a good one. I'm very happy for anyone that actually watches this. I'm very, very, very thankful because the last thing I did with you, it has currently like 116 views. And that's a lot for me. That's a lot for this. So I'm glad.
Marketing, brother.
Yeah, he was putting in work.
I was putting in a lot of work, and I'm gonna put it in again.
Yes.
Going to the exact same people.
Hey, I understand. But thank you for anybody. Thank you for Will for coming along and coming to see this movie. And I hope thank you for everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be wonderful to see this beautiful mug. He's dressed up as Wolverine today.
I didn't want to wear the Captain America shirt again.
I think
so. I said, "What's the next closest thing that I have?" And it was jeans, some boots,
big old boots,
and a wife beater with a pearl snap tucked in a little bit, unbuttoned almost to the bottom.
And you drank a beer.
Of course, always. Which in Marvel Comics, by all technicality, Wolverine is the inventor of beer.
That's
because he and Spider-Man went back in time. They met human-esque people, and Wolverine taught him how to make beer. And then they came back to the present day. It was still like Neanderthals running the world and whatnot, but they recognized Wolverine, and they were like, "We have a mug of the ceremonial drink." He takes it, he swings it, and he goes, "That's a damn good mug of beer."
I guess with that, we'll end it here today.
Like, comment, and subscribe.